With the acquisition of ARC, Barrage Logic expanded its product portfolio to include processor and audio enrichment IP solutions. Are there particular market segments and end applications that applies to?
So if you're looking at the ARC acquisition, one of the good things on this one being had minimum overlap on the product portfolios we had originally in the Virage as an existing company, and then within ARC. That helped us to grow or reach from the physical IP space to the more in-depth SoC space, and help us to address the needs of growing deeply embedded market segments and everything around the high-end SoC development. You may remember we had in our portfolio high-speed interfaces with the 32-bit processors and their interaction with the high-speed memory blocks. We are now able to offer you a much more complete, much more clean solution for your SoC development, and moves us step by step to a one-stop shop capability, which was one of our main targets with that acquisition.
So what does the acquisition of ARC actually bring to Barrage? What do you get out of that?
The biggest one is to have a 32-bit processor portfolio and then access much earlier to the design teams in their activities of defining the next products than we traditionally had. And then that generates additional pool for our existing portfolio in the physical IP, which makes a 1 + 1 = 3 or 5, depending how your math is, and that's a big change from our capabilities to address the needs and start engaging with the customers. The capability of developing a processor actually builds you a bridgehead as well to grow even in the extended periphery IP business and everything around mixed signal and whatnot. So if you look at an SoC today and all the components on an SoC, we are seeing Virage Logic today being able to deliver you all the important IP blocks you will need to get your job done.
Was there much overlap between the customer bases, between the ARC and the traditional Barrage customers?
There was some overlap. Virage Logic had around 350 customers over the years, active customers, I think, to be said correctly, and 150 or so ARC customers came over. In some, today we are around 400-ish customers, so you can see that there was some overlap, but we did grow our customer base as well. So it was marriage made in heaven.
There are a lot of pieces of IP in the market, and for years everybody was talking about there's going to be millions of. For years everybody talked about how many IP vendors would be flooding into the market. That doesn't seem to have happened, and there seem to be a few. Let me start this whole question over. There have been predictions that the IP market would break into lots of little companies developing IP. What's happened is actually the opposite. It's gone in the direction of a few large IP vendors with lots of integrated solutions. Why is that happening, and what do you see as the advantage of that?
The IP industry, as it started 10, 15 years ago, was at the bridge between design services of individual blocks and then specialty blocks and really off-the-shelf products. And then we crossed that bridge successfully. Today, IP industry is able to deliver fully verified, silicon-proven blocks to any need you can have on a system on chip. Now, Like every industry which crossed that chasm, the second step, what happens in those industries is some level of consolidation. So for a while we've been having hundreds of IP suppliers on the market, but that's changing. That's changing pretty rapidly because the customer's needs are to be able to interact with a single source of a supplier which is trusted and able to give them as much as possible what they need. And that's understandable movement of every maturing industry. We did see the same happening in the EDA, and today we have three big EDA suppliers addressing all of those needs. Will the IP industry go to a number like three? Maybe not. Maybe it will be only two. But at the end of the day, the need is there that you have a single interface, one place where you can get all you need, and then go to others if there is some exception to be adders. And then Virage Logic is today positioned to be one of that too.
Does the fact that it all comes from one vendor, such as Virage, does that make it quicker to get a product to market and less testing of all the integration that has to be done between the pieces?
Absolutely. If you are looking how we are verifying our IP blocks, not only we do verify them as individual elements on a chip, but we do verify them in concert. This is what we call system verification, and suddenly you have IP blocks which have been optimized and then verified in a concert, in a conjunction of each other, and through that the designer has less work to do, and they are taking the right interfaces, right memory blocks, like controllers, right processors, and all trimmed to work with each other in an extremely efficient way, and that's an edge for the designer, and the integration challenge has never to be estimated in the IP world, and I think we are taking that pain step by step away from the customer.
Yankin Tanurhan, thank you very much.